Christina was just falling asleep in class when suddenly a demon appeared. She started thinking, I really shouldn't have slept. Blonde Christina started running away in fear. But as soon as she came out, she found herself in the same classroom again. Damon compliments her beauty. But don't worry. He will slowly ruin Christina's beautiful face. This is a classic suspense horror story. Mentally weak people should watch with caution. Christina couldn't understand why the dream seemed so real, and what was even more surprising was her hair with burn marks. It was clear that the dream was changing reality. If someone dies in a dream, will he die in the real world too? After school, Christina runs home. Upon reaching home, she finds out that her mother has gone out for work and Christina is alone. At night, fatigue and fear do not let him sleep. Then she heard a noise and went to close the window. Her ex-boyfriend Jesse comes and asks what happened. Christina explains that her boyfriend Dean had said that dreams become reality and that a demon is killing people in their dreams. Christina doesn't believe it at first, but later, like Dean, he dies in a strange way in front of her. The police consider it a suicide. But in reality, the dream demon killed Dean in his dream. Now Christina begins to believe a little that Dean was telling the truth, and she thinks that maybe Dean was also killed in the dream. Christina learns that Jesse had the same dream, and knows it's no ordinary dream. Christina completely breaks down and starts crying. Jesse immediately hugs her and tells her there's no need to be afraid. Christina is scared because she just wanted to sleep, and then fears she will be killed in her dream. As he explains it, the more you think, the stronger your dream will be. Christina now tries to sleep while staying with Jesse. She wakes up at night to the sound of a dog barking. She opens the door and lets the dog in. But the dog does not bark again. Christina goes outside to look for the dog, but it turns out she was just in a dream. The dog is already dead, and then a big paw appears. He says he just wanted to touch her, but she killed him. Christina runs away in fear. As soon as she enters, she finds herself in the school corridor. A shadow passes by and a little girl comes. The little girl takes his hand and leads him to the dream classroom. Christina wakes up in fear and returns to the real world. She tries to wake Jesse, but he is fast asleep. Christina goes to the bathroom alone, washes her face and calms down. As she lies down on the bed, a voice comes. Found you. Christina screams, twitches and throws Jesse away. She starts flying in the air and hits the ceiling. Christina awakens but is killed by the dream demon. Jesse is devastated to see Christina die before his eyes. His clothes are stained with blood and he becomes a murder suspect. Jesse runs from the house but is frightened by the alarm going off. The neighbors saw him. A man threatens to call the police. On the other hand, Nancy also has the same scary dream. She sees a humanoid demon on the wall. While she is painting, Jesse comes jumping through the window. Both are shaken by fear. Jesse tells Nancy that Christina was killed in the dream. Nancy is surprised, although she had seen the dream before and knew his name was Freddy. But she could not believe the murder in the dream. Now she believes it too, because her friends Dean and Christina are dead. Jesse warns him never to fall asleep. If you die in a dream, you will die in reality. As soon as the alarm sounds, he runs away. The police arrive quickly and he has nowhere to hide. Because of the blood stains, he is considered a murder suspect. He shouts loudly for the Nancy to testify for him. He is then taken into custody. Nancy calls her boyfriend Quentin and tells him that Christina is dead and Jesse has been arrested. Jesse slaps himself to stay awake due to fatigue. The next morning Quentin stays up all night, having learned the details of the case. He saw a little girl standing in a strange manner. She signals him to come closer. But in a moment she disappears. Quentin enters the room. Freddy suddenly appears. Nancy also reaches there. Now they all believe that Freddy is committing murder in his dreams. Jesse receives the relieving news that he has been released on bail. But the atmosphere is strange when I come out. Suddenly all the lights go off. Jesse runs to find Christina but can't find her. Freddy appears and runs away as fast as he can. The dreams are under Freddy's control. Jesse sees that Christina and Dean are there. He asks Freddy why he is killing. Freddy doesn't answer directly and tries to catch Jesse. Jesse screams, but Freddy doesn't touch him and disappears. Jesse gets up and looks for Freddy. But Freddy magically hits him in the back. Like falls into the real world. Now he is truly innocent. But who will believe it? Nancy also stays awake the whole night. Quentin gives him medication to help him concentrate, which is for his ADHD. Nancy does not take medicine. Quentin eats it himself. As 72 hours pass without sleep, people with insomnia may experience sudden flashes of sleep. The brain rests for a while and recharges. Reality and dream cannot be separated. This is a very dangerous time. Nancy distracts Quentin with painting. There is fatigue and dark circles at night. She takes a bath and is comfortable in the bathtub. But Quentin, who hasn't slept in 36 hours, closes his eyes for a while and falls asleep. Damon seizes the opportunity to kill him. Nancy wakes up to the sound of her mother knocking. Damon then hides in the darkness. Nancy survives. But strange things happen in the room. Snow starts falling in the room. She gets scared seeing this. She comes to the road where the board says Bokkan Kindergarten. Then Damon Freddy appears behind him. Nancy trembles with fear. Freddy says it's all a dream. As soon as he feels that his life is in danger, the phone rings. Nancy, who saved his life in the old days, immediately picks up the phone. Her boyfriend told her that Jesse had died in his dreams. Now it was necessary for them to meet. After meeting, both of them start checking the information about Bokkan Kindergarten. This kindergarten was closed many years ago, but they found a photo in which Nancy and Cutton were friends. Christina, Dean, and Jesse, all now deceased, said Nancy's mother, who said Nancy and his friends attended the same kindergarten as children. There was a man there whose name was Freddy. He was a gardener. These sweet children were his whole world. He loved playing hide and seek the most. But the parents noticed that the children had strange claw marks on their backs. They thought maybe the deranged Freddy did it. Even during Nancy's childhood, she said Freddy would take them to a secret cave and play hide and seek. When the parents saw the problem in Freddy, they together tried to catch him, but he managed to escape. The woman reassures her daughter that Freddy can no longer harm them. She believes her dreams are just repressed memories. When both of them heard this, they formed different opinions. Cuten thinks it's just the effects of memories. In his dreams, Freddy did him no harm. He left the boring investigation and returned home. Nancy had to continue the investigation himself. He found out about the other people in the photo. They either died suddenly or died in a car accident, which shows that everyone suffered loss only in their dreams. Quentin went for swimming training. Will he have an accident while swimming? The first round started. Halfway down, someone suddenly grabbed his leg. As he came up, he saw that the training pool was now filled with water from an abundant factory. He stood up and looked around. The cold and scary wind did not let him differentiate between reality and dreams. A man was running in the factory. That man was Freddy. A group arrives with sticks and steel pipes. There were the parents of the child right there. Freddy says nervously, "You opened this door." "I opened it." "I opened it," but the parents started looking for the door to catch him. When Freddy saw the piece outside, he left the door and tried to hide. One woman says they should call the police, but everyone was angry. Freddy peeks outside and sees the parents coming with oil drums. They set fire. "For my son. We're killed, but he is missing." Nancy cannot see. The light flickers on and off. Nancy realizes something is wrong. A dark shadow appears at the door. The medicine shop has now been converted into a factory. Freddy calmly approaches him and grabs his throat. Nancy tears a piece of Freddy's jacket. Dreams and reality change frequently. Nancy steps back in fear. Freddy claws. Nancy wakes up in pain. He has 3 claw marks on his arm, but the Freddy jacket is still holding up. Quentin rushes Nancy to the hospital. Nancy's mother treats the wounds. Quentin sneaks an adrenaline syringe onto the scene. The doctor decides to give Nancy a sedative so that she can fall asleep. Nancy's mother signs, but Nancy runs away. Both of them go out. Quentin gives himself adrenaline to stay awake and not die. But this medicine gives only temporary strength. Nancy doesn't use it haphazardly. As they are in the car, Freddy suddenly appears. Quentin takes a sharp turn and lands the car in a ditch. Both of them get out of the car and proceed on foot. Finally they reach Bokkan Kindergarten. Everything here was dilapidated and deserted. Just then Freddy appears again. "You're okay." Quan Circa and apostrophe T tell the difference between reality and dreams. The two go downstairs to the maintenance room. Freddy lived here before. On his desk are metallic claws and several drawings. A secret room is found behind the drawings. Both of them go there and investigate. There are many drawings on the wall. Nancy remembers that she had been here before. Nancy goes into dreams, but the plan does an apostrophe T work. Quentin also falls asleep. When he finds Freddy, Freddy attacks from behind. None of the attacks on Quentin succeed and he falls. Nancy also reaches there. Freddy first tries to kill Nancy. The dream scene changes to a house. Freddy arrives. Nancy hides in the cupboard in fear. Freddy knows where he is and plays a game of scaring him. Then suddenly Freddy disappears. Nancy runs upstairs. The red carpet below turns into tomato juice. She feels stuck and can hardly move forward. Freddy approaches. Nancy travels a short distance and falls up but does not get wet. Freddy rushes to kill Nancy. Creighton is awakened by Nancy's screams. He tries to wake Nancy up. Quentin takes the adrenaline and pulls Freddy from his dreams into the real world. Now Freddy is no longer immortal. Creighton and Nancy get into a physical fight. Freddy is violent. The queen falls. Nancy attacks. But Freddy is powerful. When he is about to attack Nancy, Quan gets up and attacks him head-on. Nancy cuts his arm. Freddy gets scared. Nancy kills Freddy with a final chokehold. Freddy dies. Both are injured but alive. Nancy wants to burn everything. Firefighters arrive and take them both to safety. Creighton and Nancy are now safe. Quentin smiles.